Hello guys, my name is Matthew Winjet, and today's documentary I'll be talking about energy efficiency. Now, a lot of you guys might be thinking, energy efficiency isn't necessarily an environmental problem, it's more so something in which we could save a few bucks. Actually, energy efficiency is extremely important. For example, where do we get our energy from? This comes from hydroelectric dams, nuclear power plants, all these places which have drastic effects on the environment. The dams, for an example, actually end up affecting fish migratory pathways, as well as sometimes can end up reducing the nutrient count, as when it goes to the facility, some of these nutrients are lost, and the downstream area doesn't get the nutrients it needs, and therefore some of the habitat can actually die off. Now, for something such as nuclear power plants, the heat that comes off of the nuclear waste is actually very damaging. And normally this is considered like thermo pollution because this is released off into the rivers, and the change in heat actually affects the habitats. Therefore, a lot of the environments, animals are killed off due to the rapid change in their environments. So, what we will be focusing on in this documentary is we'll be focusing on ways in which we can be more energy efficient, and perhaps even ways you didn't know about in which we are already energy efficient and we are able to save energy. And by doing this, perhaps we can create, well, not necessarily create, in fact, be able to use less in order to halt the creation of different ways to create energy, as just, you could say, one of the most recent ways to get energy is nuclear power plants, and we all know that that's extremely radioactive and dangerous. So if we could save some energy, perhaps we could halt the creation of these power plants or even more dams in the world, and perhaps even just get rid of them overall. So in this presentation, we will be talking about energy efficiency. Alright guys, so for our first topic, we'll be talking about double glazed windows. Now, double glazed windows are basically a window with two pieces of glass, and between these two pieces of glass is a sort of gas. Now, it can be air or argon, and these are two very commonly used gases. With the use of argon, you can reduce thermal heat loss by up to 3 to 9%, compared to just using air in between the two pieces of glass. And double glazed windows are really great because they can actually reduce heat loss by up to 50% than compared to a single glazed window. They can, as well as a bonus, they can reduce external noise, as well as reduce the condensation buildup on your window during times of cold weather or during the winter, as well as can also improve the thermal comfort of your own home. Your flooring can also be very beneficial in helping you become more energy efficient. Now, there are people who have carpet flooring, for an example, and there are also other people who have marble flooring, and people who have both. Now, let's discuss this. First off, before we get started, let's say you're holding an ice cube in your hand. When this happens, heat flows from the ice cube to your body. If you're holding something extremely hot, like you're touching a very hot pan, heat will flow from the pan to your body. Now, this is very similar with flooring. For carpet, it is an insulator, and it is not a good conductor of heat. Therefore, let's say there's a cold carpet and you stand on it, heat will not really flow from your body to the carpet. However, with something such as marble, it feels a lot cooler, and the reason why is because metals and marbles are very good conductors of heat and allow heat to travel easily from your body to that said metal or marble. So, with marble, when you stand on a cold slab of marble, heat will flow from your body to the marble, even if the carpet and the marble are the same heat, considering the fact that marble is a better conductor of heat, the 7 degree carpet will feel a lot hotter than that of the 70-degree marble. And this is why marble feels cooler than that of carpets. By having cooler floors through methods such as this, it helps prevent having to use other methods to cool the house, such as using the AC or a ceiling fan. An increase in the usage of ceiling fan is another great way to save energy. As we all know, using the AC is very, very expensive. However, using a ceiling fan is actually not that expensive, as well as it makes you feel cooler. Physically, the ceiling fan does not actually make you cooler, it just simply accelerates the rate at which perspiration evaporates from your skin, therefore making you feel cooler. In fact, it actually heats up the room considering the motor, but not by much. So, compared to the AC, it's a lot more energy efficient, and by this I mean ceiling fans use watts that can range from 15 to 100, and compared to air conditioners, this is a lot cheaper, because air conditioners require a lot more power and take about 2,000, even 5,000 watts of energy. So, by using these ceiling fans more often instead and deciding not to turn on your AC as much, these can definitely help reduce your energy usage, as ceiling fans can, as stated before, can use up to 100 watts compared to an air conditioning which can take up to 5,000 watts. So already right there, that's already saving 50 times the amount of energy. Electric lighting uses up to 25% of the average home energy budget. So, how can we reduce this cost? Well, first, we can increase the energy efficiency of these light bulbs. Now, we all know that a normal light bulb, when you turn it on and leave it on for a little bit, heats up extremely quickly, and this is because the thermal heat loss. Now, if we created a more efficient light bulb, we could prevent this loss. Now, nowadays we have things known as complex fluorescent lights, but even better, we have light-emitting diode, or LED lights. So, out of these, LED lights are the most efficient. LED lights use 1/3 to 1/30th of the energy that incandescent, or basically what the light bulb people used to use, or compact fluorescent lights, as well as they only use 2 to 17 watts of electricity, therefore they are a lot more energy efficient. In addition to this, the lighting of the LED lights are a lot more directional compared to that of a normal light. Normal lights just burn up, and they just release light in the general vicinity, while LED lights try to focus the direction in which their light is focused, as you can see through this flashlight right here. This flashlight has, you could say, what looks like multiple bulbs in it, and each of these help direct it towards a certain location. And this is another way in which we can save energy, by using LED lights instead of compact fluorescent lights or incandescent lights. We all know about curtains, and we all know about blinds. These are very instrumental, especially during the summer, in helping cool down your homes. The Department of Energy states that these curtains, as well as these blinds, can reduce the heat gain by up to 77% in the home. In contrast to our normal blinds that we all know, there are certain blinds which have both a black and a white side. Now, we all know that different colored t-shirts, such as a black and a white t-shirt, the white t-shirt will reflect heat, will reflect rays, therefore it will be a lot cooler than someone who's wearing a black t-shirt, which absorbs rays. Therefore, what one could do with a black and white blinds is that they could turn it over to the black side during the winter to bring in heat and absorb heat, while in the summer they could flip it over to the white side, which then reflects heat, therefore helping cool the home. Another simple way of cooling your homes is simply by just planting shrubbery or planting trees. Now, these trees will block the sunlight, therefore blocking the rays which actually get to your window and therefore get to your house. Therefore, cooling this house or building, and from this causing one to become more energy efficient as naturally the house or business or building becomes cooler through natural purpose. One of the costly but more efficient ways to conserve energy is through solar panels. Now, solar panels absorb rays of sunlight and absorb the light energy or thermal energy, and they convert into a form of energy in which we can use. Now, this energy that's produced is best produced when the solar panels facing towards the sunlight, as you can see through this recording. The solar panel is faced towards the sunlight in order to gain the most amount of energy and to be as efficient as it can be. Now, there are other forms of solar panels, some which move with the sun, or other solar panels in which the circuits of the solar panels will turn on and turn off depending on which circuits are being used, therefore conserving even more energy in small amounts. Each solar panel provides about 100 to 200 watts of energy, and the average household with these solar panels produces about 1 to 1.5 kilowatts. However, for businesses, this can range a lot more. For an example, this business over here can run a whole entire day with simply using solely the solar energy panels. However, it's key to note that the solar energy, you get a lot more energy during the summer because there's a lot more sun than that in the winter because there's less sun. Through these simple ways, we can not only conserve, but reserve our energy sources, as well as keep our energy levels low and keep our energy levels efficient, therefore using less energy and therefore having less of an impact on the natural environment. And this is my documentary. Hope you guys enjoyed it.